to observe how alcohol is distilled. Is that not it?
Yes, sir.
So I told you that you come back and then connect it to one of the topics that we've learned already, in order to see the similarities and then the differences, right?
Yes, sir.
So you already know what we are coming to do here.
Yes, sir.
So you're going to look at the separation of mixes, as I told you. Now, it is expected of you that at the end of it, you should know the similarities between what you've been doing in the class and then what you observe on the field. And then you should also know the differences between what you've been doing in the class and what we observed over there. I hope that's clear.
Yes, sir.
Another thing that I'm expecting you to take notice of at the end of this is to know the concept and then the principles involved in distilling alcohol.
Yes, sir.
So you must know the concept and then the principles involved in distilling alcohol. So now, before we start, I want one of you to tell me what the man explained to us over there. How the man explained how alcohol is distilled over there. And I believe those of you have not been there too, you know how alcohol is distilled already. So you can also come up with explanation how alcohol is distilled. That can be done at I know you have been taking that thing. Have you been taking it?
No, sir.
But the explanation given to us. Oh, so no one can tell us that. What is Rashid? Yes.
Say on the field, say they use a big tank and they set a fire under the tank, and inside the tank we have a palm wine, but a strong one, and it is being heated, and the vapor passes through a pipe, and the pipe is connected to a water and into another big tank, and the vapor will condense in the water and enter the tank. That is how man explained.
Okay. Thanks for sharing. Any other different view? I want different view. We all observe, right? So you to say it in your own way. Yes.
On the field, the man said that when you want to cook with alcohol, you mix old alcohol and water mixed with alcohol, and you
Mix
pour
old alcohol with
water mixed with alcohol, and you pour it inside the tank.
Alright,
And
so
you pour it inside the tank and you set fire under it. And when you set the fire under it, it will pass through a tap. You set another tank, and when it evaporates, it will pass through the tank and you will concentrate there. When you
to condense.
it will condense. When you want to come out first like water, that one will not take it like alcohol. It is water mixed with alcohol. You throw that one away and you make the second one to come out.
Okay.
That is the real alcohol.
Alright, thank you for sharing. Now we want to, or do you have any different view? Any different view? Alright, so we want to compare that now with a simple distillation method. Simple distillation method. Look at several methods of separating mixtures already, right? And then we look at this one too briefly. But we want to compare it with the actual distilling of alcohol on the field. Is that okay? Now, let's identify this part first. This is just a setup for simple distillation in laboratory. Simple distillation in laboratory, right? So let's identify the part first. Then we compare it with all the setup on the field. So let's take A, for instance. A, what does it represent? Yes, Bernard. Thermometer. But do you know what you have done for me? When I gave you work, some of you wrote temperature. Temperature. Alright, B. Atom. Come again. Alright, thank you, but not exactly what I'm expecting. Yes. Red hot stand with what? It is not just red hot stand. With what? And red hot stand.
Cloud.
Okay, clam. So this is the red hot stand. This is a clam. What we use to hold the flask in position. Now C stand for what?
Conical flask.
Conical flask. Not exactly. It is not exactly conical flask. Yes, fine. Come again. Distillation flask. Distillation flask. Distillation flask. Okay. Now I'll leave this one out for now. I'll leave that one out for now. What about this? E. E stands for heat. Okay, this produces the heat. But what is the actual name?
Benzene burner.
Benzene burner. Now let's talk about F. F stands for what? F stands for where is wisdom?
Condenser.
Come again?
Condenser.
And G stands for G. Yes.
Adapter.
Adapter. Not exactly adapter. It is not exactly adapter. It's not exactly adapter. I know this one we find difficult to mention it. But the tube that passes through the water, like a man away. Or how do you call it? Pipe. Okay. We call it pipe. But in laboratory we just say we call it delivering tube. It is what is delivering the liquid over it. So it's rather delivering tube, not pipe. This one we can all mention it, right?
Yes, sir.
It's what?
Plus.
Hey. Now, the reason why I leave out D and I is that you are going to tell me the mixtures we can separate using this method. You are going to tell me mixtures that we can separate using this method, so that we place them over here. So this is a mixture. The D is a mixture. What is in here is a mixture, right? Yes. So tell me some of the mixtures that we can separate using this method. Yes.
So mixture of
alcohol and water. Mixture of alcohol and water. Okay. The alcohol and mixture of alcohol and water. Where can we place it? I or D? Will it be in the beaker or the distillation flask? Where is the rum? Is the rum in school? Where is it? Okay. Comfort. Where can we place that? Speak louder. Okay, so it will be here. D. So mixture of alcohol and water. Which other mixture can we separate using that method? Yes.
mixture of sugar and alcohol.
Mixture of sugar and alcohol. Okay. Alright. Mixture of sugar and alcohol. I'll write that for you. Yes.
Mixture of petrol and kerosene.
Petrol and kerosene using simple distillation. I don't think so. Yes. Why do you use that?
Fast forward the calculation. You are starving.
Right. Mixture of salt and water. Simply salt solution. Salt solution. Okay. And what else?
Mixture of sugar and palm oil.
Mixture of sugar and palm oil. Okay. Okay, you are really on the foot. So we can simply place palm wine over here. We can simply place it over here. Huh?
Yes, sir.
What usually is in the first barrel? According to what you observe, what usually is in the first barrel? Palm wine, right? So you can simply place palm wine over here. Is that okay? Okay. Then after the distillation, what will be found here? So I will represent what? Yes, Goslar.
Distillate.
Distillate. Yes, we know it's distillate. Okay. Distillate. So I should write alcohol. What about the distillate? The distillate you mentioned earlier. Okay. So the general name is distillate, right? Okay, so the alcohol will be here. Is that not it? Yes. Now, let's now compare the various tools or the instruments over here with the bigger one on the field. And then you look at the principles and then the concept involved. So let's take this one for instance. A. We said A is what? Thermometer. But A, did we see anything on the field like that?
No, sir.
So that will be the difference, right? Yes, we don't use that on the field. But how do they know? Why do you think we use thermometer here? Why do you think we use thermometer? In laboratory, but not on the field. Yes.
Sir, please, to check the boiling point.
The boiling point of what? The boiling point of heat. Okay, you sit down and think again. Go back, you want to say something?
To check the height of the power.
To check what?
The height of the power.
The height. Okay. Okay, sit down and think.
To check the boiling point of the power.
To check the boiling point. Well, you said we don't use this on the field, right? So bring back your mind to the class. Assuming we have
Boss.
alcohol and mixture of alcohol and water. So what would be the use of the thermometer over here? Bring back your mind to the class. Because you don't use that on the field, right? So you can tell me to check the boiling point of the palm wine. Yes.
Fix something.
The coldness or hotness of the liquid. Okay. Okay. Alright, let's go on. What is the boiling point of water? In Form 1 you've learned about that. You've learned about material, the different states of materials, right? And look at the various processes of one material converting to another or changing to another, right? And we say water boils at which temperature? Water boils at which temperature? Yes, Cornelius. 100 degrees Celsius, right? What about alcohol? What is the boiling point of alcohol? We are not in alcohol. The boiling point of water. Yes. Okay. 65 degrees. 65 degrees. Is there any difference in yes? 78 degrees. 78. I will accept the 78. 78 degrees Celsius. So you can see that the boiling point of water and then the alcohol are vast different. We have vast difference over it. Is that okay? Yes. So when we are heating alcohol, mixture of alcohol and water, which one will boil first? The boiling point of water is, we said, is what? 100 degrees Celsius. And that of alcohol is 78. So when we are heating mixture of those two liquids, which one do you think will boil first? Yes. The alcohol. The alcohol will boil first. Right? Yes. And when it boils, what will happen? It will evaporate, right? Yes. So the alcohol will work and evaporate first. So we use this to check the temperature of the liquids so that we don't enter into this boiling point. When the temperature reaches 100 degrees Celsius, the water will evaporate and pass through the tube. So what we will have over here will not just be alcohol, it will be what? Alcohol and water. So this is necessary, thermometer is necessary over here to check the temperature. to monitor the temperature of the mixture. I hope that's clear. Yes. That is the main reason why we use thermometer over here. Is that okay? Yes. So this one, thermometer, we don't usually use it on the field. But in laboratory we make use of thermometer. Alright, rector stand. Rector stand and clamp. Do we use this one too on the field? No, sir. Okay. But what is the function over here? What is the function of rector stand? Let's hurry. Flask. It holds the distillation flask in position. Alright, that is the function. Okay, distillation flask. What can we compare it with? What can we compare the distillation flask? The tank. The tank. Which of the tank? There are two tanks over here.
The one that they pour the palm wine inside.
Okay, the one that contains palm wine. So that will be the comparison. Distillation flask can be compared with that over here. Now let's talk about the principles that are involved over here in use of this setup. Which principles are involved over here? Kasongo ye. Bye, bye. Yes. Compassion. Good. Clap for him. Compassion. I was not expecting that. So, some of the scientific principles. Excuse me, let me write it well. So some of the scientific principles involved over there, we have compassion. Now what do you mean by compassion? What do you mean by compassion? How would you explain it? Or which other words can we use to replace compassion? Which other word? Yes. Burning. Okay, burning. So that is one of the principles over there. Okay. And I believe you know what burning is. Yes. On the field we use firewood for that. But here, which instrument do we use over here to heat the liquid? Benzene burner. Okay, benzene burner. Okay. We have a lot of principles that we can talk about over here. So let's mention them. Evaporation. Okay, evaporation. Okay. Yes. No, I'm talking about What about the palm wine? The palm wine. You don't just pour any palm wine over there. I'm comparing that to the distillation on the field, right? Yes. So I'm not just talking about the principles over here. The palm wine. It is not just any palm wine. But which palm wine? Which palm wine? Which palm wine do we normally use? Yes. The hard one. The hard one. Any different? Sour palm wine. Somebody say old palm wine. So that is what we use, right? Yes. Before the palm wines become sour, Free principle will enable it to become sap. After I'm not learning, the principle can enable one not learning. It must undergo what? Yes. Fermentation. That's how you put back gum. Fermentation. Fermentation. It must undergo or it must undergo fermentation. Right? So what do you mean by fermentation? That is a big word for me. I don't understand. The question is not only to Cornelius. How do you understand it? Tell me anything that comes into your mind. Fermentation. No, neither ferment. Double Cornelius. Yeah. Hello. Yeah. So how would you explain that?
Get a broom and sweep that place.
Oh, now you can tell me anyway. When you say something, ferment, not a yak. Okay, John, I feel yana, what happened? Lawrence, you want to say?
I bet the Akbar. Is it?
Lawrence, yes, Anita, you want to talk? I saw your hand. Okay, I'll come back to you. Thank you. Alright, I don't want us to waste time over here. Fermentation, we know that already in English, right? Just that you cannot explain it in English. Fermentation, what actually happens is that, when you place something down, let's say a food, for some time, and microorganisms act on it undergo what we call anaerobic respiration. We talk about respiration in the past. We talk about aerobic and anaerobic, right? When we say anaerobic respiration, what do we mean? Which form of respiration is anaerobic respiration?
Anaerobic respiration is a type of respiration that makes use of oxygen.
Anaerobic. We have aerobic and anaerobic. It's rather the opposite.
Respiration that does not make use of oxygen.
Okay. So Bernard says what?
It's a type of respiration that does not make use of oxygen.
So the food, when you place the food down for some time, microorganisms act on it, and they undergo respiration that we call anaerobic respiration. In that process, they convert the molecules of the food. If the substance is the food, they convert the molecules into, let's say, acid, usually acetic acid, gases, and then alcohol. That's what happens. That's why when you place something down for some time, it ferments. When it ferments, you realize that there is this taste of alcohol in it. That you can't get that of money that You know, when you come back to class, what happens to you? You will sleep. Because you will be dozing off. Because it produces alcohol. The process produces alcohol. So the sour palm wine is the one that undergoes fermentation. So it has alcohol content in it. Is that okay? So that is why we must place the palm wine down to undergo fermentation. I hope that's clear. Yes. Alright, now we said the liquid, one of them will evaporate and passes through this tube, the delivering tube. So when it passes through the delivering tube, which concept or principle can be employed over there? Condensation. Condensation. Okay. Condensation. Can you explain what condensation is? Different person can explain. Condensation. You've forgotten what we learned in Form 1. Okay.
Condensation can be defined as the way in which a vapor changes to liquid by cooling.